Hi guys! In today's lesson, you will be able to interpret the quotient as the number of groups or the number of objects in each group using units of 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at that first problem. We're going to solve these two problems side by side to be able to compare the number of groups and the size of each group. So let's take a look and read problem 1 first. 3 students equally share a pack of 12 pencils. How many pencils does each student get? Let's go through and annotate this important information. So 3 students equally share a pack of 12 pencils. How many pencils does each student get? In this problem, since I'm finding out how many problems each student gets, I'm finding out the size of my group. So I can go ahead and draw a full tape diagram here. And I know that this whole tape diagram represents 12 pencils. And these 12 pencils are being shared equally by 3 students. So I'm going to break my tape diagram up into 3. There's my 3 students. And I'm also going to label 3 students underneath 12 pencils, because that's also what my tape diagram represents. I'm trying to find out how many pencils this student gets, and this student gets, and this student gets. I'm trying to find out the size of my groups. So I know that my question mark is going to go above one of my groups or one of my students. How big is that group going to be? That's where my question mark goes. So my division equation would be 12 divided by 12 pencils divided by 3 students equals what? I can use the fair share method, and I can give each student 1 pencil, and I can count up to 12 to solve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I can clearly see that each student gets 4 pencils. So 12 divided by 3 equals 4. I can check my division problem by using multiplication. I can clearly see that I have 3 groups of 4. And my 3 groups of 4 equals 12. So I can use multiplication and division to check each other's work. So this is an example of where I'm finding the size of the group using units of 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second problem to see how they are similar and how they are different. This problem reads, a school buys 12 boxes of pencils. Each classroom gets 3 boxes. How many classrooms get boxes of pencils? Let's go through and pull out the important information. So buys 12 boxes of pencils. Each classroom gets 3 boxes. How many classrooms get boxes of pencils? In this question, I'm finding the number of groups, the number of classrooms that get boxes of pencils. So I know that I could draw one solid line box. That's one classroom. And this one classroom gets 3 boxes of pencils. I don't know how many more classrooms get boxes of pencils. That's what I'm trying to find, the number of groups that I have. So when I make the rest of my tape diagram, I'm going to make a dotted line to help me estimate the number of groups. So when I go ahead and I label my tape diagram, I'm going to label it as the whole tape diagram as 12 boxes. Because those 12 boxes are being shared into classrooms, and each classroom gets 3. But how many classrooms? That's my question mark. I don't know how many groups I have. So how many classrooms? So I'm going to skip count by 3 up to 12 to see how many classrooms are going to get boxes. So 3, 6, 9, 12. I just skip counted 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I need to break my tape diagram up into 4 different units. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can see that this classroom gets 3, this classroom gets 3, 3, and 3. The division sentence that I could use would be 12 divided by 3 equals 4 again. This problem is has the same numbers as the first problem. It's just that this second problem, the unknown represents the number of groups, how many classrooms. In the first problem, we were finding the size of the group. In the problem set, I only want you to complete this first row right here. You're only going to complete this first row, right there, the top row. I'm not going to have you do number 2. We're going to skip over number 2. Go ahead and turn your page over to the second page of the problem set. On the second page of the problem set, you are only doing numbers 3 and 4. Make sure that you read each problem twice, circle, underline, annotate that important information, draw your tape diagram, and write your final statement in answer in statement form. When you're ready, you can go ahead and replay the video to check your work with mine. Are you ready? Go ahead and pause. Check your answers with mine on the first page of the problem set. Remember, you can pause at any time if you need more time to check your work. Pause the video again to make sure that your tape diagrams are all correctly labeled similar to mine, and that you have a division and a multiplication sentence for both problems. The multiplication sentences are used to check your division. You guys did a great job today interpreting the quotient as either the number of groups or the size of the groups. Go ahead and look at the board and follow the next steps.